What is Hinduism? Hinduism is the world's oldest religion with roots and customs dating back more than 4,000 years. Today, with about 900 million followers, Hinduism is the third largest religion behind Christianity and Islam. Because Hinduism has no specific founder, it is difficult to trace its origins and history. But most scholars believe that Hinduism started somewhere between 2300 BC and 1500 BC, in the Indus Valley, near modern-day Pakistan. But many Hindus argue that their faith is timeless and has always existed. It is important to note that the earliest known sacred texts of Hinduism, the Vedas, date back to at least 3000 BCE, but some date them back even further, to 8000 to 6000 BCE. And some Hindus themselves believe these texts to be of divine origin, and therefore timeless. Related to this, it is worth mentioning here that there is no designated religious hierarchy that determines official Hindu doctrine or practice. Thus, there is no one who can speak for Hindus as a whole, and no single authority regarding what is truly Hindu or not. Nevertheless, below is a list of principles that, by practitioner consensus, characterize one as Hindu. Belief in the divinity of the Vedas. Belief in one, all-pervasive supreme reality. Belief in the cyclical nature of time. Belief in karma. Belief in reincarnation. Belief in alternate realities with higher beings. Belief in enlightened masters or gurus. Belief in non-aggression and non-injury. Belief that all revealed religions are essentially correct. Belief that the living being is first and foremost a spiritual entity, and belief in an organic social system. In addition to these basic principles, Hinduism is also characterized by the following beliefs. First, Hinduism embraces many religious ideas. For this reason, it is sometimes referred to as a way of life, or a family of religions, as opposed to a single, organized religion. Second, most forms of Hinduism are henotheistic, which means they worship a single deity, known as Brahman, but still recognize other gods and goddesses. Hence, followers of Hinduism believe there are multiple paths to reaching their god. Third, the Hindus believe in the doctrines of samsara, that is, the continuous cycle of life, death, and reincarnation, and karma, that is, the universal law of cause and effect. Fourth, one of the key thoughts of Hinduism is Atman, or the belief in soul. This philosophy holds that living creatures have a soul, and they are all part of the Supreme Soul. Fifth is the idea that people's actions and thoughts directly determine their current life and future lives. Sixth, Hindus strive to achieve Dharma, which is a code of living that emphasizes good conduct and morality. Seventh is the fact that the Hindus revere all living creatures and consider the cow a sacred animal. And eighth, food is an important part of life for Hindus. In fact, most Hindus don't eat beef or pork, and many are vegetarians. Now, it must be noted that there is no single, authoritative text in Hinduism that functions like the Bible for Christians, or the Quran for Muslims. Instead, there are several different collections of texts, particularly the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Ramayana. The Vedas are the oldest Hindu sacred texts, and have the most wide-ranging authority. They are believed to have been written anywhere from 1800 to 1200 BCE. The Upanishads describe a more philosophical and theoretical approach to the practice of Hinduism, and were written roughly between 800 and 400 BCE, around the same time that the Buddha lived and taught. The Mahabharata is the longest epic poem in the world, the most well-known portion of which is the Bhagavad Gita, which is perhaps the best-known and widely cited book in all of Hinduism. The Ramayana is the other most important epic poem in Hinduism. On Hindu gods. It is interesting to note, and as already intimated above, that Hindus worship many gods and goddesses in addition to Brahman, who is believed to be the supreme god force present in all things. Some of the most prominent deities include Brahma, the god responsible for the creation of the world and all living things. Vishnu, the god that preserves and protects the universe. Shiva, the god that destroys the universe in order to recreate it. Devi, the goddess that fights to restore Dharma. Krishna, the god of compassion, tenderness and love. Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and purity. And Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Sects of Hinduism. Hinduism has many sects, and is sometimes divided into the following. Shaivism, that is, the followers of Shiva. Vaishnava, that is, the followers of Vishnu. Shaktism, that is, the followers of Devi. And Smarta, that is, the followers of Brahman and all major deities. It must also be noted that some Hindus elevate the Hindu trinity, which consists of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Others believe that all the deities are a manifestation of one. The Hindu caste system. Another important aspect of Hinduism is the caste system. The caste system is a social hierarchy in India that divides Hindus based on their karma and dharma. Many scholars believe the system dates back more than 3,000 years. There are four main castes in order of prominence, namely Brahmin, that is, the intellectual and spiritual leaders. Kshatriyas, that is, the protectors and public servants of society. Vaishyas, that is, the skillful producers. Shudras, that is, the unskilled laborers. Many subcategories also exist within each caste, one of which is the untouchables. The untouchables are a class of citizens that are outside the caste system and considered to be in the lowest level of the social hierarchy. It is important to note that for centuries, the caste system determined every aspect of a person's social, professional, and religious status in India. But when India became an independent nation, its constitution banned discrimination based on caste. Today, the caste system still exists in India but is loosely followed. Many of the old customs are overlooked, but some traditions, such as only marrying within a specific caste, are still embraced.